What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka vypermajik, and once again, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Miss Rachel. How you doing tonight, Rach?
Great. I am so psyched about E3. This has been an amazing E3 so far.
It has been. And today we're going to talk to you guys about the Ubisoft conference as our dog chokes out in the background.
So
She's so excited. She can't even, you can't even see her back there. She's just chock full of excitement.
She's all choked up about Ubisoft's presentation.
Normal people would say, you know what, you're only 30 seconds in, reshoot. But not us. We shoot straight from the hip. Let's talk about Ubisoft. Now, once again, the host was Aisha Tyler.
So I think she is an amazing MC. She really helps keep the show flowing. She helps keep it consistent.
Yeah.
And she helps move it along. I think she keeps a good pace, and her excitement level draws you into the presentation. I think she's a good addition. I actually wish that more of the presentations used an MC so it wasn't quite so choppy.
I would agree with that. I think she does well. Early on, I was a bit of a critic towards her. I felt she was a bit demeaning to gamers, which I think she's come. I think she's come around a lot, or either that, or I've gotten her better.
Well, she seems to be like she's one of you.
She's
now.
a fan. She's you on stage.
Yeah, she likes stuff. She gets excited.
Yeah.
She's into it. I can appreciate having someone lead me through a press conference.
I agree. I think she
I like
did
it.
really well.
I think it's a good contributing factor. So let's start off how the press conference started off.
It starts off with South Park.
You see a trailer, and you realize it's South Park. So South Park in and of itself is pretty funny. Generally, you see things, you're like, oh, this is awesome. So for me, South Park, the movie, was my first R-rated movie. So there's a little bit of nostalgia in any kind of South Park anything for me. So
Me too, by the way.
I'll be honest, I haven't played the Stick of Truth. Not because I don't want to, but just because there's so many other things that are above it on the list.
Okay. You're backlogged.
Yes, we have an enormous backlog. I mean, we're probably, what, 15 or 20 games deep? And more just keep coming out. So
And we keep buying them.
Yeah.
So the Stick of Truth game was amazing because you played as the new kid, and you played with all the other characters. You made your own online avatar, and you lived in the world. This looks immediately like it's a continuation of Stick of Truth, and then you immediately realize that they're not playing that game anymore. They're now playing a superhero make-believe game.
yes, so
Butters is this evil tyrant, and you have a whole slew of everyone becoming alter ego superheroes.
So I love superhero games. So
Yeah.
anything with a superhero in it is a winner in my book.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It's called The Fractured Butthole.
The fractured butthole.
So they brought
Great.
they brought the developers of South Park out, talked to them.
Trey and Matt, and they said that they were done with games. That's why it was a surprise to me.
Yes.
They swore off video games, and they came back and said, you know what? We figured it out. We're doing it again.
Yep.
And good for them. I think this is going to sell amazing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it looks great.
Yeah. I'm excited.
It's a win-win.
It'll be on my list. I don't know that I will get it, while it's a full price game, just because I got so many other things. But it's definitely something that I want to check out.
And they did say it was a direct sequel to the Stick of Truth with the whole new kid story
It
continuation.
continues that new kid story.
New kid.
It looks cool.
Kid. So then they switched over to a game that blindsided pretty much everyone called For Honor. What did you think of For Honor?
I'm on the fence about it. So, obviously a new game. You've got a knight, a Viking, and a samurai portion of it. It's a melee combat. They want you to feel the art of battle. They want you to feel like you're in the fight. We saw a 4 versus 4 multiplayer demo.
Yeah.
The guy we were watching won, so how much of a demo was it really?
Yeah, the leader.
I mean,
I think this looks awesome.
It looks cool. My issue with it is that it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem well developed, in that the fighting looks amazing, but I'm not really sure where they're going to go with it and how they're going to tie that into an actual game and a story. I like to see a little bit more before I see a demo. I like to know kind of what I'm getting into, and I'm not really sure.
So you and I disagree on this point because to me, if they're bringing it to E3, they know they have a winner. And I was excited about it. There are a lot of medieval combat games. Chivalry comes to mind, where it is first person. I guess you could pan out, so it could be third person. This kind of combat game, but they all missed the mark.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
They all missed the mark.
Don't get me wrong. The combat in it looks amazing.
That if there's no story and it's just like go kill those people because we said so, I'd be in. But you know they're going to develop a story.
But I like to know what that story is. It helps me to get a full picture of what's going on.
Patience, grasshopper.
And it makes me feel like you're working towards something.
But it's not like releasing today.
Obviously,
we
got no release date.
No release date. It's okay. It's a concept.
So
it's a glorified tech demo right now.
Yeah, I just like to see a little bit more.
Got it.
So,
but I will say that
next year, I'm
see.
Looking for more story for For Honor.
All right, Grasshoppers. It just came out. I think it looks cool. My takeaway from it was that it kind of looked like a blend of Dynasty Warriors, and then it broke off onto this one-on-one. I don't know how strategic the combat was because we don't know the buttons or anything like that. I think they did say that would be at the conference, though, didn't they? Or no? I'm curious if it was because I think if there was, I think you'll get a better sense of how the combat worked out. As soon as I saw an Ubisoft combat game, I had flashbacks of Assassin's Creed where you just parry, counter. But some of the combat was cool. The way the guy flipped the sword over, was holding it by the blade, and he almost used the hilt like a hammer.
Yep.
It had this cool execution. He was like thumping his chest like. Argh! I'm excited for this.
He was cleaving guys in half. So, I mean, it's a cool game. It's a cool concept.
Of course.
The one thing that I did notice is when it became a 2-on-1 in the multiplayer, it didn't really look like you had any advantage. It looked like you could really only fight one person at a time. So, I would like to see more of it to see if my impression of that is in fact true. But like I said, it looks amazing. I just would like a little more detail on it. So that's my personal takeaway. Then we moved on to The Crew. And we've got an expansion pack that's due out November 17th of this year.
The Wild Run.
Moving on.
I played the Crew beta. I got into the beta. I thought it sucked. It looked like garbage. It played like garbage. There was clipping from the street through my car. Like the trees were just not there. It was sloppy. The United States was a really funky looking United States map. It was a big dreamer, poor doer. I don't care about this one at all.
So as I said, moving on.
Then they had Trials Fusion off some levels max. Now I know what Trials Fusion is. The trailer for this was a cat on a unicorn shooting flames out of his nose.
Yes, with rainbows in the background.
Rainbow mortar fire.
For those of you who care, the expansion is coming out July 14th of this year. I won't be getting it.
It's very zany.
I really had...
Trials Fusion's fun. This is a very zany departure from what Trials Fusion is, and I'm not interested.
Yeah, so that about sums it up. Now,
missed the mark. Didn't
spend a whole lot of time on either of these last two, so I give them a pass.
See, I'm yawned, and that's how boring those were.
Yeah.
I just yawned. Trials Fusion. I just yawned in your face.
Might have something to do with how long we've been up for E3 today.
All right.
But
now we get into some good stuff.
So now...
let's hit some home runs.
The Division.
Yes.
We have a release date.
March 8th.
Next year. It's coming next year. Also, the beta's coming early next year.
It's exclusive for... they announced at the Microsoft conference that it was coming sooner, the end of this year, for current Xbox One owners, and it looks like the rest of us peons will not get it till next year.
So it is only for next-gen platforms?
Smart move.
As well as PC, obviously.
Very smart move.
So we got to see a lot more.
I have a lot of takeaways on this one.
Then take it away.
So we got to see a lot deeper MMO-type world. In a sense of there were classes. They called out specifically, oh, that's a sniper. Oh, that's a level 8 rusher.
That's a rogue.
Yep, they had these cleaners, which were elite enemies, which they ignored, almost like mini bosses that they said, you know, we're not going to fight these guys. This is the first time we actually saw that other squads could be interfering in your battle. So it was a 3-man squad getting ready to assault a position. Another 3-man squad came by. They teamed up. They couldn't communicate together, but they teamed up, took out the common goal. You have loot. Looks like you have to extract. You have to call for like an airlift or whatever.
So I like that it's a smaller squad. I like that it's a 3-player squad versus a larger squad, which we'll get into later.
I like that.
I don't like to try and coordinate with a bunch of people to play something, but I can usually find 2 other people who are at least sort of good.
I agree. So what was cool was, and this was the first time we saw this, the squad of the 3 original, one of the other ones died, so it was a 3 and 2. And they decided, hey, we're going to kill these guys and take their loot.
Yep.
So there was basically a flank. They mowed down and ganked this other team. Then one of their teammates defected on them, so it was like a triple cross, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. At the end, there was one guy left. He took all the loot and ran away. So now you're playing this game.
So now it's more of a mental game
as
well.
It is. That's what I was getting at.
As a regular, you know...
Are you going to backstab me, backstabbing you, backstabbing me? We're friends until what?
Right.
Mutually beneficial friendship. I think that makes this game go from here to here instantly, just on the mind screwing that can go on.
And that wasn't something that I saw coming. So that was awesome.
Thumbs up. We're getting it.
Ready. Bring it out.
Do it.
Where is it?
Do it. Then they jumped to Anno 2205, which looks to be a space building game.
It's a city builder. The beta's due out later this year.
Yeah.
So they showed us a lot of what was going on in the moon, and then they told us, oh, by the way, you have to earn your lunar landing, so you're going to be building your city on Earth, not on the moon, which is what they showed you. So
it was weird because basically it was like Endgame.
Yeah.
It was like, here's what happens when you win the game, but don't do that.
But you won't be over there. So
it was weird.
I guess it's nice to see what you could do, what the expansiveness of the game is.
Right.
But again, I'm not super impressed with the
sold.
city builder game in general. Just
Cities Skyline is the premier building game right now. Stick to that.
Just not great. So then they announced Just Dance 2016, coming out October 2015.
This is when the press conference falls apart, by the way.
Well, this is the start of the downfall. Okay. So they talked about that now you don't have to use a camera on your console. You can use your smartphone. Wasn't totally clear how you do this.
Now, hold on. Now, last year they did announce that they had a feature where you could hold basically the gyroscope in your phone could somehow link to a game and you could dance around. And I don't know how it was very responsive or how it had any mapping whatsoever to the game other than there was something happening.
I'm not sure the details.
But they brought that technology back without any explanation, just that it was there and you just had to accept that it was there on blind faith.
So, obviously, not huge fans of the Just Dance franchise. What did we have that we were playing on the 360? Dance Party? Dance Central.
Dance Central.
Dance Central, I thought, was the better of the 2 franchises.
Evacuate the dance floor, boom, boom, infected by the sound. Yep.
Now, of course, you can only play about 3 songs before you're, huffing for air and going, I need water, I need water.
Or you broke the ceiling fan or something.
Oh, yeah. So, but, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. It was new.
It was fun.
But... So here's where things kind of got weird.
Some dude comes out.
So they bring out Jason Derulo. Now, why do I know that? Honestly, I didn't actually know that's who it was, but it sounded like his music. So I went for it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's Jason Derulo. What the heck is he doing?
No Stone Temple Pilots. No AC/DC. What is this guy?
Okay, so first of all,
who cares?
Who cares who it is? Again.
Yeah, who cares?
Just Dance 2016. So you would think, okay, cool, he's coming out, he's going to do the dance moves that are associated with his song. Okay, I can see that. You're giving me a demo, you got some famous guy, he's going to sing his song. No. He gets out there and he sings his song. There is there's no gameplay footage, nothing. He's got backup dancers.
They did start dancing in the background about halfway through, but they came running out as they were like, "Oh my god, it's time to dance!" And they weren't even playing the game. There was no footage of the game, so no controllers, no phones, no nothing.
The moves were not reminiscent of the game moves, so I'm not really sure what the point of this was, why he was out there. It didn't make sense to me.
It was almost like they had a racing game and they lowered $1 million car from the ceiling. Oh wait, never mind. Sorry.
Well, yeah, but that didn't take up nearly the time, and I mean, just seeing a car is cool. Whereas Jason Derulo singing to me, not so cool.
The cool thing about the game though is that they announced that new service, that streaming service. So they're going to give you if you basically
Just Dance Unlimited.
Yeah, if you basically pay for like a year, they're going to give you new content like every week or every month. So to me, that's value added, significant value added DLC. I like that. You don't have to a la carte each individual song you like. You just jump in and you get a ton of stuff.
So this is only available for the next generation consoles, the Wii U, the Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4. Yes, it was.
You sure?
Yes. They were very clear on that.
Well, so, either way,
again, that's an exciting feature.
Yes.
Much needed for this type of game. You know, I hated having to pick. Oh, do I want this song or that song? And am I willing to pay the $2 or something?
You don't want to evaluate the dance floor again?
Evacuate the dance floor
again
and again.
And Baby One More Time? Yeah. Or something like that?
Well, okay, but... So, and then, if you bought the pack, well, there were songs on it that I didn't care about. Yeah. I didn't even want.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was forced to take those. So this is a great service. I'm excited to see something like this come to the franchise.
Yes. I think we all are. I think this is good for people who like this kind of game.
But again,
it should have focused more on gameplay.
Why did you bring out Jason Derulo instead of showing anyone? I could have even seen Aisha Tyler do the dance moves.
Then you think it's over. Then they come out with Rainbow Six Siege. Finally, back to some gameplay. We see this really cool cutscene of the director. I don't know what her name is in the game. Doesn't matter. And then out comes the voice actor, Angela Bassett. And they interview her for... not Pele interviewing, but they interview her for enough time that it's just like... Who cares?
Why? Why is she out here? What is she? What is she contributing?
What are you doing? No one cares.
Help me understand why you are bringing these people out.
Don't tase me, bro.
At a gaming press conference. They are not contributing to what you want.
It was dumb.
Please.
Thankfully, it wasn't Pele status. That's the new. By the way, Pele is now the new measurement of just like, oh, like that's Pele. That's so Pele.
And this is nothing against him. I'm sure in the right forum,
he's the man.
He's amazing,
but not to me.
But this is not the right forum for that. I don't want to see that.
Gotcha.
Take it somewhere else.
So after Angela Bassett's carted off the stage,
before she comes out, we find out. We see a trailer. We find out the beta is coming this year.
Yeah.
September 24th.
Yep.
Get on board the hype train because it's rolling out of the station.
So after she leaves, enough for her. Let's move on to the fun stuff.
So we talk about destructible environments.
Yes.
We talk about once you're dead, you stay dead.
This is all no knowledge, but it was still good to hear again.
So I thought it was awesome.
The big reveal was
we go to a live demo.
Yes, the Terra Hunt is the big announcement.
It's back. It's a multiplayer and a solo mission.
Right. So in the mission that they did, it was I think it's obviously Rainbow Six, right?
Obviously.
See what they did there?
So this is
heavy coordination, though.
This is one of 4 Terra Hunt modes. It looked amazing.
The mode, by the way, that they played was Defuse a Bomb.
Yes. So they won. But this is a heavy coordination game. If you don't have 5 friends playing with you, I don't like your chances of beating it.
Yeah. So they were to the point that they were coordinating like, don't move, I'm shooting over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Move 2 inches to the left and hold.
So they were also shooting holes in walls to give themselves visibility.
Which is awesome if you have the right people.
Yes.
But if you don't have a ton of friends, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this experience is not going to be your experience.
This experience is going to be so incredibly frustrating. The randos that you get in your group.
Damn randos. You're going to be playing the game and some dude's going to be streaming like really bad pixelated music in the background. He's like, oh man, revive me, bro.
Yeah.
So I think this is good. Could be cool as hell if it's done in a good manner, but you have to have the right friends.
So I think
if you don't have the right friends, I think you're going to want to steer clear of this one. I really do.
I think from a co-op standpoint, this may be over a lot of people's ability level just because you've got to have the 5 friends. But as a single player mission, this could be awesome.
So Rainbow Six has always been a very grueling tactical shooter. In the first one, the very first Rainbow Six, you would actually draw out with your mouse routes that you wanted people to take, and you would have like, okay, go here until I press a button, then go here to clear this room. And it would be like when you were clearing a room, you would strafe around it so slow, it would be about 30 seconds to turn slowly around a corner to see just the tip of a dude's elbow. And you start shooting at it, because you're like, oh my god, if I get hit, I'm going to die.
And this is the same thing.
This is that, but obviously an insane coat of paint on it. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. I'm just worried that the experience you guys saw will not be the experience you get.
Yeah, I think the only way that you're going to get something like that is if you got a large group of friends who are all very good.
And hardcore, like Rainbow Six dudes.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to get what we sometimes get with our group of friends, which is, hey, this is awesome, let's all play together. And then you get somebody who wants to go off and do their own thing, or somebody who thinks it's funny to do something stupid.
LOL, flashbang.
And yeah, so looks amazing. Hopefully I'll get to experience it the way that I saw it as a demo
on YouTube.
But I'm not seeing that in real life for me.
Me either. Then they moved on to Trackmania Turbo, which they said was already for PC. I never heard of this game.
They did a live demo of it.
They did.
They say that they have 200 plus tracks. The one takeaway that I can give you, this was so fast.
It was super fast paced. Blindingly fast. Like, you're gonna have to memorize routes to be successful.
That's the only way that you can complete a course, is to have it memorized. Yes, they have some arrows that show you.
Like turn, slow down, get ready.
It doesn't give you enough time
to
react.
There was a woman voice like, "Hey, left turn, slow down." But the cool thing was that they have a procedural generated mode where you will just press a button and it will, in front of your very eyes, make a random track for you to go race.
Yep, which looked awesome.
That looks fun.
I think that's something that should be incorporated into a lot more racing games.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
It gives you infinite...
You mean you don't want to race Laguna Seca one more time? In reverse?
Yeah, it gives you infinite possibilities. It keeps the game fresh.
It does. It does.
That was exciting. So that was probably one of the best announcements coming out of a racing game from E3.
It was.
So,
it was no Gran Turismo, but oh, never mind. Okay, moving on. Assassin's
It was no Drive Club.
Drive Club's actually out, just not for PlayStation, and it bombed horribly. But Gran Turismo is where we don't know. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. What'd you think? We've already seen it many times. We've talked about it many times.
Yep.
We knew it was coming. They had a lot of trailers and stuff leading up to it. Did you learn anything new today about this game?
So, nothing really new. Obviously, it's in London, 1868, I believe. So what I did see was the coach movement. So you have your hero running along, chasing after someone, and he seems to be jumping from coach to coach. I don't know how that's actually going to play. It looks like it could be very frustrating because if you don't coordinate it right, you're not going to be able to make the jump, which means you're going to have to continue to replay that section over and over and over, ad nauseum. I'm hoping that it has some polish that makes it maybe more of a quick time type event, but then that takes away from the challenge of it and even the randomness. I just, it looks cool, but is it going to execute well? Time will tell.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is left to say about Syndicate. It's been very well publicized at this point. I hope it works out. I really do. I think Ubisoft's fallen on their sword on this numerous times. They've done a lot of videos basically apologizing for how bad Unity was. I think they're aware of it. I think this could be a great redemption, or this could be the nail in the coffin for the series.
So what I did find out that I thought was interesting was that we had Uplay lounges where you can go to play this game. There's one in Los Angeles for, those.
Yeah, they did say that. That's interesting.
Those few of you who live there, and I believe there's 7 others around the world, mostly in Australia and New Zealand. Yeah,
what's
Australia? Hey, thanks a lot.
Australia,
because we all live in those places.
What about Orlando, the land of the mouse?
What about setting up something that's?
Sorry.
Thank you, primetime player. But that just. I guess it's a cool idea in theory.
I like it.
But it's way too.
But you know what it is? It's a sign of good faith. But here's our game. You be the judge.
Give more people the opportunity to see that.
You're gonna
put a demo out at GameStop. Put a demo out at Best Buy. Put something out somewhere.
Well,
let us all go check it out. Show us that you fixed the problem.
Now, letting people... Now, hold on. Now, yes, you're right. I think there could be more accessibility for us plebes on YouTube. But they are opening up to the floor for people at E3. We're going to have to take faith in our fellows in the press that we get a better... No, yeah, I know.
Because, there hasn't been a scandal associated with that.
I know, but put the cynical hat down for a minute. The reality is they've not done this in the last couple... E3s where they've had just that kind of hands-on. They haven't done it. It's always been behind the veil of they're controlling it. This is allowing people to go out and try it, maybe in small doses, but it's happening. And I applaud them for that. I think that's a sign of good faith, and it gives me hope that they've fixed and they've learned from their mistakes.
So they are making an effort. I would just like to see it expanded wider. I am excited about Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I am hopeful that this will rebound from Unity, but again, I'm cautiously optimistic.
And then, in typical Ubisoft badassery fashion, Yves Guillemot comes out and he goes, "We have one more game for you," and boom, we're watching. We don't even know we're watching.
We're watching a trailer.
We're watching a trailer.
We're going, okay, what is it?
First, they show. He says it's a throwback to an old game. Yes. We have no idea what he's talking about.
Nope.
They show a 4-player, the good old 4-player co-op, man. You and 3 of your bros. They show the same level 3 different ways.
Yep.
They have, I don't remember the name of the first way because I was just in shock. They have a stealth option. We have to take out this guy like White Cowboy Hat Bill. I don't know his name. He had a white cowboy hat, so I remember. The stealth option, clearly, they sneak in around using silencers. They kill this guy. Yep. They grab a truck of this cocaine and off into the sunset. Well, sunrise because it was at night, because it was stealth. Then they do ambush option. All geared up, rocket launchers, explosives, like the Fast and the Furious movie, in your face. Then they show this open world concept where there's these missions all over the world, and boom, they announce it. Ghost Recon returns.
Ghost Recon Wildlands.
The last Ghost Recon I played was GRAW, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. It was a launch title for the Xbox 360, and it blew. But I liked it. At the time, looking back on it, it was fun at the time, but I knew it wasn't good when it came out, but it was like, this is next gen, baby. And we went with it.
So the trailer looked amazing. That's all it was a trailer. I'm excited to see more. I always like to be surprised on an E3 reveal, and this was definitely a surprise to me.
It's basically the Division with one more guy and more guns. But hey, you know what? I said this, I was telling her earlier. Ubisoft has got the third-person combat under lock.
Yes, absolutely.
I maintain, although it got negative ratings, I think Watch Dogs was an amazing tactical shooter.
Yes.
I think the Division's going to be an amazing shooter. For Honor's going to, even though you're on the fence, I think For Honor's going to be an amazing third-person melee game. And I think that Graw is going to be an amazing Ghost Recon Wildlands is going to be an amazing game as it's fleshed out.
So,
I'm very excited for all that.
So overall, my impressions of Ubisoft...
Yeah, what was your takeaways? What do you think?
Get rid of the guests. I don't want to see them. They don't add it. If they don't add anything to the game, what you're telling me about the game, don't bring them. Don't waste your money. Put together a longer demo. Put together a longer trailer.
I agree.
I don't need you to pay Angela Bassett to come out. I don't need you to pay Jason Derulo to do a concert for me. If I want to see him, I'll pay to go see his concert when he comes to town. But please, please, I want to hear about the games. That's what I want.
You know what I want? Rabbids. Where are the Rabbids? The last Rayman Rabbids game that I remember was on the Wii, and you shot them with your plunger with your Wii U.
Yeah.
It was fun as hell.
So, again...
Where is it? Give me a light gun Rabbids game.
So, again, overall, I think Ubisoft had a fairly successful press conference. A lot of good information came out. A lot of good games. Couple of surprises, which I like.
Yeah.
Overall, pretty good.
I think this was a redemption year for Ubisoft after the Unity debacle.
Yes.
It was interesting to see that they went back to PlayStation. And For Honor caught me off guard. And Ghost Recon caught me off guard.
Yep.
And I'm excited for where this company is going. And it sounds like, from what I saw, they're in good shape. I don't think they did anything too wild. I think they're playing it smart. I think they're going to win back their core audience. And I'm hopeful that this time next year we're talking about how great Syndicate was.
Yeah. So we saw something new come out of the Division. Wasn't expecting to see that mental game come out of it. So that's always exciting when you take a game that I already think is way up here and just blow it out of the park with an additional step. I was impressed with Ubisoft, but I still think they could have done better.
Well, I think you've said it all,
yep.
And I know I have. So, we want to thank you guys for watching. Please do us a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think about Ubisoft E3 2015. Is it a year of redemption? Is it a not year of redemption? Is For Honor cool, or does it suck? Let us know in the comments below. And until next time, we will see you guys on the other side.